Jesus. Would you take me too?
Okay, get in the car. Come on, come on.
He made over $9 million stealing thousands of high-end luxury cars.
These cars could be so well disguised that an honest buyer would not know.
He was the mastermind behind a large international auto theft ring.
The techniques he used made the thefts virtually untraceable.
Once you start getting into that type of technology, you're working towards the perfect crime.
Find out how he did it. Next on Masterminds. Americans have a love affair with the automobile. Sleek and sexy, they're a lot more than just transportation. They're status symbols. But with price tags often over $100,000, luxury cars don't just attract the wealthy elite. They also attract thieves. In the early 90s, thefts of high-end vehicles reached epidemic proportions.
Automobile theft is a very serious problem throughout North America. We have a bit of a crisis going on at the moment.
To combat the car theft crime wave, auto manufacturers and insurance companies teamed up to make stealing high-end cars nearly impossible. Every new luxury car is now outfitted with high-tech equipment, such as computer-coded keys, sophisticated alarms, and engine immobilizers.
These high-end vehicles would have some sort of anti-theft device incorporated into the vehicle that made them very difficult to steal.
But in spite of these measures, in the late 1990s, one person found a way to steal hundreds of high-end cars off the streets of Toronto, Canada.
I spent a number of years in the auto crime unit, and this operation was the biggest we've seen.
His organization involved Canada, United States, and then there were vehicles that were exported from Canada to different parts of the world.
These cars are virtually impossible to detect. I mean, the ignition would no longer be tampered with. The keys would all be proper factory keys. It would be a real tough task for even a seasoned investigator to know that that car was stolen. That was a level of sophistication that is rarely encountered.
Police estimated that over $5 million worth of luxury cars were being stolen and resold annually.
When you just look at it, you go, wow, this is really a big organization. This is money, money, money.
The mastermind behind this multi-million-dollar operation was Bill Dhaliwal, an auto body mechanic who stole, altered, and resold luxury vehicles to unsuspecting buyers throughout the world. Immigrants from India, Bill Dhaliwal and his wife Kulja run an auto body shop in a suburb of Toronto, Canada. But in Bill Dhaliwal's shop, there's a lot more going on than car repairs. Dhaliwal and his wife share a driving ambition: to make money, lots of it. And Bill Dhaliwal is not afraid to go outside the law to get it. After serving time in jail in the 1980s for insurance scams, Dhaliwal graduates to a multi-million-dollar scheme to outwit police, car dealers, and insurance companies. The first step in his master plan involves a visit to the local scrapyard. There he spots a wrecked late-model BMW.
It got wrecked in a car crash. So it's of no good to anyone.
Dhaliwal buys the wreck, but not because he's interested in fixing it. What he's looking for is far more valuable than the car itself.
The vehicle identification number is the most important thing with the vehicle. It's unique to that vehicle. That number does not exist anywhere but on that vehicle. It was issued at the plant of production, and it stays with that vehicle through its whole life. And that car gets crushed in whatever that VIN number dies.
But Bill Dhaliwal is going to bring that VIN number back to life. First, Dhaliwal has to find himself a car thief. He talent scouts the best in the business. Claude Illarguy.
Illarguy was a very seasoned professional car thief and was reputed to be one of the most experienced car thieves in eastern Canada.
Dhaliwal pays Illarguy to steal a late model BMW, same as the wreck. In a parking lot near the airport, he locates the perfect match. But finding the car is the easy part.
These high-end vehicles would have some sort of an anti-theft device incorporated into the vehicle that made them more difficult to steal than just your average vehicle.
But Illarguy comes prepared. Using a customized lockpick, he opens the car door without setting off the alarm. Before starting the ignition, he must first deactivate the engine immobilizer. Illarguy taps into the car's onboard computer using stolen diagnostic software that dealers use for routine service. He reprograms it to bypass the engine immobilizer. Using a set of stolen generic keys, he now starts the car.
A stolen vehicle is worth $2,000, whatever. No matter what value the vehicle is, it's worth $2,000. If you can take that $100,000 car and make it appear that it's not a stolen vehicle, well, it becomes a $100,000 car again.
This is where the vehicle information numbers, or VINs, come into play.
You take the identifying numbers off that wreck and put it on the stolen vehicle, and you can sell it as a used car.
First, Dhaliwal must remove all VIN numbers from the stolen vehicle.
The public identifiers are that VIN plate in the window and the sticker on the driver's door.
But Dhaliwal has done his homework. He knows there are other VIN numbers hidden in places the public never looks.
There are other numbers that are placed on vehicles that are confidential numbers. Sometimes they're referred to as police VIN numbers. The sole purpose of those are supposed to be for auto theft investigators to identify that car once the public VIN numbers have been removed.
With the car's true identity gone, Dhaliwal now creates his perfect clone by using a package of counterfeit VIN stickers based on numbers from derelict cars.
VIN package, as far as the Bill Dhaliwals of the world were concerned, was a package that could be ordered from a counterfeiter.
And what he will get for a fee would be decals for the doors to give the car an apparent legitimate pedigree, a serial number plate for the dashboard with the proper rivets.
Someone was able to produce fairly near exact duplicates of what the manufacturer turns out at the manufacturing plant.
But Dhaliwal knows he must go further if he doesn't want the car detected.
The onboard computer in some vehicles has had the VIN number burned right into the computer, so that computer would be associated with that particular vehicle and match the public identifiers that are on the vehicle.
He was able to have the car's computers altered so that the stolen car would appear, even perhaps to a dealer giving warranty, to be the clone, the real car.
Once you start getting into that type of technology, you're working towards the perfect crime.
Dhaliwal must now register the car with the Department of Motor Vehicles.
The problem with counterfeit VIN numbers is that the documentation doesn't come with it. So you have to be able to manufacture documentation to support the counterfeit VIN number.
Dhaliwal forges a fake history for the car, creating phony bills of sale and vehicle inspection forms. He then successfully registers the car with the Department of Motor Vehicles.
And the paperwork trail was not suspicious, which meant that these vehicles could be sold at retail.
So if he takes, at the top end, $5,000 to have a car stolen, $2,500 to buy a VIN package, another $500 to his person that does the actual re-VIN, he can sell that vehicle for pretty much the going rate. Even on an $80,000 Mercedes, he drops $10,000 off it. So he has a very high profit margin.
Some of these cars